Hi, this is Terry from the Department of Labor. Good morning. The first part of this session will be directed to employers. Questions that the employers have in regards to their employees filing for unemployment. If you go on our website, on our frequently asked questions, under the employers, getting there. Yep. Okay, the first thing that's on there is unemployment insurance for employers. Because of this current situation, our phone numbers are not being answered. But if you respond to this email address, the DOL.meritrating@ct.gov, someone will respond to your email within 1 to 2 days. Please be specific in regards to your question. If you're talking about a specific individual, please indicate the full name. If you don't feel comfortable putting in the full social, at least the last 4. You may also return notices of potential liabilities that you wish to protest on individuals filing for unemployment against you to this email address. And then you can write anything in the email itself, but the actual document needs to be completed, signed, and returned to us before the due date. Now, the notices of potential liability, and we have mailed out over 1 million within the last 3 to 4 weeks. These are going out to the employers because the individual on that form is receiving unemployment. Now, some individuals may have 3 or 4 employers during the 4-quarter period. Even though some of the employers were not the reason why this individual is filing for unemployment, they will still receive notification because they paid this person during the base period, which is the 4 quarters that are listed on the form number 14. You have the right to protest. Now, the first thing is, if the person was laid off from your company due to the COVID-19, please do not return the document. There'll be nothing we would do. This is basically considered a lack of work. If the individual separated for any other reason, quits, discharges, is still employed by you part-time, they're refusing to come back to work, which I'll get into a little bit later, you're currently paying them severance, vacation, wages in lieu of notice, or in some cases that they have never worked for you. Just keep in mind, if you believe this individual never worked for you, that if you purchase the assets of a business, they may have worked for the prior owner, and because it was determined that you're the successor of the employer, the former employer, you would be liable for this person's unemployment. So instead of checking that this person didn't work for you, you'd want to contact the former owner and ask why this person is no longer employed. Or maybe you would know because you just didn't take their employees on when you took over the business. That would be something you would have to investigate. So back to the refusal of rehire, which I'm getting many, many questions on. A lot of employers, because of this PPP loan, they are calling their employees either back to work or starting to pay them their full salary, and these people are refusing to return to work. I've heard many reasons, such as they don't want to go back, they don't feel it's safe, they're not doing anything to keep me safe, I want to continue to collect unemployment so I get the extra money. It's the responsibility right now of the employer to notify the Department of Labor that I contacted my employees. All of them have returned except one, and the reason they're refusing. Now, we would need a statement from the employer, and again, you can send it right to the DOL.meritrating@ct.gov website. I would need the full name, the full Social Security number, the date that you asked this person to return to work, and then the reason why they refused if it's known. And I just want to go over again what is considered a bona fide offer of work. You basically want to speak to the person directly and offer the job to them. And if they refuse, then you want to let us know based on the date that you spoke to them. If you send them an email or a text and you get a response, I would save that, because now you know this person received your email, received your text, and they said no, they don't want to return. If you send an email or a text and they do not respond, that's not considered a bona fide offer of work, because there's no proof that the individual received that message. Even though this is how you contact this person all the time, and they always respond, this may not be considered a bona fide offer of work. So in this case, we would advise you to send a registered letter. So either they sign for it with that little green card, and it gets returned to you, or it gets returned to you saying they refused it. That would be considered an offer of work. So all this information would need to be sent into the Department of Labor, again to the Merit Rating Unit. We would then schedule a hearing, and their unemployment may end because of this. So you would be notified of the hearing as well as the individual. They'll make a decision as to why the person refused to return to their normal work or a new job or whatever the offer was, and both parties would have appeal rights if it's against them, if they disagree. The other option employers would have, and we have many applications, is what we call shared work. That's basically where you do not want to lay off your employees. You want to keep them on, but you don't have enough work for them. So it has to be a minimum of 2 people. So for an example, you have 2 people doing 40-hour-a-week jobs, but now you only have 40 hours. So one person will work 20 hours a week, and the other person will work the other 20. You apply for the shared work program, and you would still pay them each half of what they normally get based on their 20 hours, and then the unemployment would pay them half of what they would be entitled to had they be unemployed totally. So if they were eligible for $300 a week from unemployment, and you're laying them off 50% of the time, we would pay them $150, and you would pay them for the 20 hours that they actually work. But that is an application process. You can review that on www.sharedworkct.com. Application, and any of the questions you may have should be answered there. Once it's submitted, yes, it's a process. We have many people working on this process now, so they're usually ranging between about 2-week turnaround time. You'll get a packet in the mail, and then each week you would have to submit a certification saying these are the people who are on shared work, and this is the percent that they're not working. But that's all on the website. Okay. The last thing I'd like to go over before I get to the questions is employers' liability. We have taxable employers, which are charged and pay taxes to us quarterly. And we have reimbursable employers who only pay when someone from their company separates and they're found liable. So we'll start with the taxable. The governor has signed an executive order that the taxable employers will not be liable for the period of time that COVID-19 is in effect. We don't have an end date because the state basically is still closed just to essential employees. But there will be further information on that, but as a taxable employer, probably effective March 15th, waiting on the end date, will not be charged for their employees' unemployment. The reimbursable employers are not given that option. They will be billed monthly as they normally would be billed. Further information will be posted on our website, frequently asked questions, in regards to any more updates or details for reimbursable employers. But as of right now, reimbursable employers, if the people are separated, they will be billed for the weeks in which they file unemployment. So that basically concludes an overall presentation for the employers. I have some questions that were submitted. Business owners, self-employed individuals, they're waiting. I know everybody is waiting for what they're calling the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, PUA. The applications right now should be posted on our website, Frequently Asked Questions, by April 30th. Please don't hold me to that date, but that is our goal. We are trying to have that posted on our website so that you can apply for the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance. Yes, in regards to the extra, what we call the extra $600 a week from the federal government, that will also be added on to your weekly amount once the application has been submitted and approved and an amount is computed based on how much you're entitled to. That's basically all I have for questions. I know somebody asked on self-employment, how will the payment be calculated? Basically, it's based on what you're reporting to your income tax, what your earnings are. I have not seen the application, but you would fill out the application based on what you're submitting to either the state revenue or the IRS. But that application, like I said, should be coming out by April 30th. There was another question, should I apply for regular unemployment? You can, but it is taking a while. And I know people have, and then they get upset because they're told they're not eligible. They're only told they're not eligible, that they're not eligible for regular unemployment benefits. Basically, you would hold on to that document, so when the PUA applications are available, you know you're not eligible for regular, and that's why you're now applying for the PUA unemployment benefits, which is coming from the federal government. Okay, that is all the information, that's all the questions I have from anybody from an employer. Is there any questions out there that I can answer?
Terry, do you know if somebody is an employer or self-employed but did work a temporary job for a business for a short period of time, and so they did file for unemployment benefits and got a small unemployment rate from the regular program, would they still, what program would they be paid off of when this PUA goes in? Would it still be regular unemployment or would it be under the PUA?
Yes, if you qualify for regular unemployment benefits, that's what you'd be paid on. You would not qualify for the PUA.
I think that's it for the employer questions that I've seen.
Okay, well, this is Greg then, and I'll take over from here and answer some questions that have come in from the claimants asking questions about certain, whether it's part of the CARES package that the president signed. So I can go over some of those with everyone right now. To continue what Terry was saying about the PUA, or the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, the advice is definitely go to the frequently asked questions and follow the directions on that page as far as how to apply for this program. As far as going on and filing a new application for benefits, I would hold off on that for now, because you want to follow the directions that are given through the frequently asked questions through the Department of Labor's main website, and the information, once it becomes available, will be there. So before you do anything, I would wait for directions from that site. So a couple of the questions I'll go over in no particular order that have seem to have come in multiple times. First one is, I work for multiple employers. How does that work as far as unemployment goes? So if I understand the question correctly, someone works for 2, maybe 3 employers. Maybe it's a full-time employer and 2 part-time employers. Unemployment is not based off of one single employer. It is based off of your employment history, and what we use is the first 4 of the last 5 completed quarters. Those quarters establish a benefit rate for you. So whoever in that base period, is what we call it, would be used to calculate your unemployment weekly benefit rate. I can't stress this enough, though. You may have been furloughed due to this pandemic from your part-time employer. However, you are still working 40 hours a week. If you are working 40 hours a week, even though your part-time employer or employers gave you a temporary shutdown or a layoff, if you are working 40 hours, you're not eligible to collect unemployment because you are considered employed full-time. That was a question we got many times this week and part of last week. So I just wanted to stress that. One of the questions that came in asked, I've applied for benefits online three separate times over the last 3 weeks. I cannot, again, stress this enough. Please apply. If you've applied once already and you got the email that says it has been accepted, no additional claims to file a new unemployment claim is needed. Additional claims will only cause further delays for everybody who's trying to file. We have received thousands of duplicate claims, and we're weeding through those every day. So if you filed once and you received the email and it said that it's been submitted or accepted, okay, that is your answer from us. Again, the emails are important, so remember to check your inbox, your spam, or your junk email boxes, as the emails may go to one depending on how your settings are through your email. A couple questions had asked, well, multiple questions, but the couple I have, is there an extension for unemployment benefits? And someone else asked, for those who unemployment is expiring, do we have to reapply for the 13 weeks the CARE Act covers? So DOL, Department of Labor, is currently working on this program and will release information in the near future. For those who are eligible for the 13 weeks, letters will be mailed out to you by United States Postal Service. Letters will be mailed out to those who are eligible for that program. So again, please visit the Frequently Asked Questions at the DOL webpage for any updated information. When will I receive the additional $600 for unemployment stimulus payments from the federal government? The program is being finalized as we speak today. They will pay, once the program is administered, they will pay out the first payments of the current week, and then those of you who have been filing for back weeks starting with the week ending April 4th, back payment for those weeks will follow shortly thereafter. So again, we are finalizing the payments for those as we speak. Once the program goes into effect, the current week will be paid out first, and any back weeks will be paid out shortly after. So please be patient, as the money will be paid out and will be paid retroactively. Another question which is similar to the $600 is, I make $89 a week for unemployment compensation. Will I get the extra $600? Yes, you will. So long as you are eligible for a payment for unemployment, you will get the additional $600 payment. Another question that came in says, I can't file for my weekly claim for last week because I think I am behind in filing. Please visit www.filectui.com and go to the Quick Clicks link and select Missed Filing a Weekly Claim. So you can see we are on File CTUI on the left-hand side. The top Quick Click says, to file for your missing week. There you can enter the information. If you are working part-time and that part-time job is still available and you're still working a few hours a week, please put that information in there and we will put that amount into that weekly claim, the weekly certification. We work on that email box every day and process the claims as quickly as possible. A lot of questions came in about, I originally had a return to work date. However, I'm not returning to work at this time. And people want to know, they don't want their unemployment benefits to stop. The Department of Labor runs a program to remove those dates. We understand that dates that were put in originally when employers had mentioned that we'll be returning to work April 19th, April 26th. Once it gets close to that date, we understand that most businesses in the state haven't returned to work on that particular date. The Department of Labor runs a program to remove those dates and will email folks stating that you need to start filing your weekly claims on your own. So some of you may have been getting paid automatically. This email is going to advise you that you need to start filing the claims yourself, and you could do that by, I believe, clicking the green button a little bit above on the page that we're currently on, which allows you to file your weekly claim and manage your unemployment claim, and that's where you would go to file your weekly claims. The last question I have here is a popular one. My employer paid me for weeks I collected unemployment and will continue to pay me. What should I do? Can I cancel my claim? If your employer paid you for weeks you collected unemployment and you wish to cancel your claim for unemployment, please visit filectui.com. You will see a link that states, and we have it up on the page right above the blue and green button, I filed a claim for unemployment because of a temporary shutdown due to COVID-19. However, my employer decided to pay me. I would like to cancel my claim for unemployment. Click here. Once you click on that blue button on the right, it will tell you, it will bring up a web page for you where you fill out some information that gets submitted to our benefit payment control unit. We will review the case and attempt to stop any future payments that are going out. Due to the massive backlog that we have in canceling these claims, if any additional payment goes out to you, we will review each case individually, and you'll be notified if there's an overpayment on your account. You will receive a letter from us, as well as information on how to pay back that money. Again, if you visit the site, fill in the information, make sure your email address is correct and your contact phone information is correct, so that if anyone needs to contact you, we can do so. I know that every day people are emailing many different areas asking about where's my claim, why hasn't my claim been processed. The Department of Labor continues on a daily basis to automatically process unemployment claims as well as manually process unemployment claims. And each day breaks new records for as far as unemployment claims that we see. We continue each day to process those claims as well as your weekly claims that you file, or if you've missed weekly claims. We have our staff working on this all day to try to get those payments out to you because we know how important they are to everyone. Now that's the amount of questions that I have. Do we have any additional questions that we could answer?
So I filed for unemployment benefits, however, and I was instructed that I would be paid retroactively. It appears that I haven't been paid retroactively. How do I correct that, or is there a way to correct that?
If you were not paid retroactively, I'm just trying to look for the correct link, so please bear with me.
No, go up. Here. I filed a claim for unemployment because of a temporary shutdown due to COVID-19. Oh, I'm sorry. Please note that the start date of your claim is always the Sunday of the week when you submit the application for benefits. As a rule, claims are not backdated to your last day of work.
However, and to go along with what Terry said, if your claim was processed with an effective date from, say, 2 weeks ago, a week ago, those claims will be retroactively paid through an automated program through the Department of Labor. If at that point you are still behind or may have missed a week, you could go to the quick link and request up to 2 weeks, which will be processed as soon as we can get to it.
One other question, this is Terry again, that I'm getting from employers, that their employees requested a debit card. Most people are requesting to have their money direct deposited right into their bank account. Please make sure if you do direct deposit that the routing number is exact, your bank account number is exact, so that you'll have no issues of the deposits. But if you do elect to have a debit card, we at the Department of Labor have no control over how fast you will receive that debit card in the mail, and it will be mailed to the address of record that you provide when you file your claim. So on the file CTUI, we do have the Key Bank customer service number. I have been told that it takes a while to reach somebody, and so I'm just advising you that if it's possible, if you can have your money direct deposited, it will be quicker. Otherwise, you'll have to call KeyBank in regards to a lost card, a card that doesn't work, or where is my card?
So what happens if I did not sign up for direct deposit immediately, but I switch over? What happens with those payments?
The payments that were issued while you were under the direct debit card will be sent to your debit card. When you updated the information with your direct deposit, then those weeks will be sent to your bank account.
The claim inquiry function is showing information from several years ago. Why is that?
There may be no claim on the system yet. We haven't gotten to the most recent claim that you have filed or that the claimant had filed. So if you have filed for a claim and you're still waiting to get an email from us or something in the mail, a monetary determination, means that most likely the claim hasn't been processed and there is no updated information at this time. So it's still pending the processing of your unemployment claim.
I received the monetary determination in the mail showing the wages that were used to calculate my rate, but I worked out of state during this period of time. It's not listed there. What do I do?
If you have worked out of state during the time period or in the base period that is provided on the monetary determination and you don't see those wages, you can use the Online Assistance Center and request that those wages be requested from the other state. That'll go to our special programs unit, who will review the case and send out the information to the other state to request those wages.
Where is that link online here?
The Online Assistance Center.
Regarding payments that were voided, it appears maybe I did have incorrect bank information. And how do I go about, after I've corrected it, how do I get those payments reissued to me?
You're still going to want to reach out to Web Help and request that and to tell them that you've updated your banking information. And once they get that, we have a team of folks who go in there, review the case, and reissue payments to the correct direct deposit account. And that is solely based off of the email or letter that we receive stating that I've updated my information.
I think that's about it.
Okay, well, unless there's any other questions, I just want to close out by stating a lot of the questions before you think about sending an email or making a phone call, you should always check our frequently asked questions. They are updated every day. So if you could look at those questions first, see if your questions are answered, especially the self-employed business owners, when to file, how to file. Again, I made the statement that hopefully it's up there by April 30th. I'm just hoping it is, and it will be posted, or some information concerning benefits for self-employed business owners should be up there. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.